Hi everybody, how's your day going? Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get all the tea as soon as I post it. We're gonna get into talking about Takari Lee's response to her sister Chantel. I'm assuming her last name is Christie, right? That's correct, Chantel Christie. In response to what's going on Basketball Wives with Jackie Christie. Before I begin, make sure you go ahead and use the link below on PayHip to go ahead and download your day trade copy for you to learn how to make money as a day trader on a side job, Now, if you follow my book and follow the method on the stock market today, you would have seen a couple of stocks today that were doing great. BBAI and QS. I think BBAI started off about $4.80, and by the end of the day, it was a $5.83 check for yourself in the stock market. You could have put $1,000 into that if you had it, and you would have made a cool $600 off of that as a day trader. If you picked the second option, which was QS, that one opened up at $5.80 today, and it went up to $7.71. You put 1K into that, you would have made somewhere between $400 to $500. Both stocks combined would have generated you almost $1,200 in one day in a span of a few hours. Do that 5 days a week, you got 5K. Now, that's following my method that I provided in the book. If you want to learn how to make this money, it works, and I do it every morning. I'm not going to tell you which stock to choose, but I'm going to tell you how to find the stock to choose. And that would have been a nice little shoe-in for you to have a little cash in your pocket to pay your bills. Now let's get into it. So online, Takari, let's just backtrack here. So you guys have been watching Basketball Wives, and y'all know that this season there were two topics that they wanted to focus on to give us a drama. The first topic was going to be on Jennifer and her husband, Christian. They tried the spinning the whole he's a day trader, but he's a scammer, allegedly. He's playing people. He's this. He's a criminal. He has a felony. They try to use that to go ahead and pitch this entire season to give us something, I guess, some drama or something to go off of for entertainment reality TV. However, Jennifer nipped that in the bud. She made sure that VH1 and Shawnee did not capitalize in her choice of happiness, whether we agree with it or not, is her choice, her life. That was deaded. And then it kind of piggybacked off of that. So now drama between Evelyn and Christian's aunt. They tried using that as a way to keep the viewers watching, but they eventually kind of gravitated towards now making the family drama between Takari, Chantel, and Jackie as a topic of conversation to keep the season going and the drama, going. They didn't have anything else to do for this season, so they decided to use Jackie's family as a way to get ratings and to make money. The only person who's dumb enough to not see that is Chantel, that she's being used for drama, and her family drama is being used on national television to gain money and, to gain followers or whatever, viewers and things like that. Now, the one person that's not part of the show that may have helped being part of the show, but maybe wasn't good for her mental health, would be Takari. So we've seen the last few episodes where we saw a buildup with Chantel clocking everything that Jackie says and picking it apart. Why would you say that? Why would you do that? What's the point of this? Trying to make it seem like she's sensible and Jackie's just very messy, forgetting that this is a show and Jackie needs to be messy to keep her coins, and not noting in her head that the reason she's on the show is because her mother has a platform already and that they're using her for ratings. So with that said, Chantel in the last couple episodes has now portrayed herself as a victim of her mother and saying that her relationship with her mother is not good. And we can see that her relationship with her mother is not good. For one, her mother has not met her husband, and she's been very secretive in protecting certain things. She doesn't want her mother to be, a part of her life in certain more ways than one. And we also see a scene where she kind of creates this narrative, which is a bull-faced lie, by the way, that Jackie did not want her to call her father when they were having an argument about Jackie not having her back against Brandy when she was disrespectful and needed to stay in a child's place. Now, Chantel is now going with this. She didn't want me to call my father. She told me not to call my father. And I was like, what's wrong with you? He's my dad. I can't call my dad. Are you crazy? He's my dad. Now, did I think that Jackie really meant it like, oh, don't ever call your father type thing? No. I think Jackie meant it, which is what I would say. You better not tell your daddy on me because I don't want drama with my man. Don't you dare call my husband and tell on me. Kids snitch on their moms all the time. Hell, my kids will be doing it to me, probably snitching to my dad, their grandfather someday, like, mommy didn't do this for me. Mommy didn't do that for me. That's expected. I don't think Jackie said that in the with the narrative that Chantel is trying to portray. And I do feel like Chantel being as spoiled and as bratty as she is and has behaves like that, there are times where she played her mom and dad against each other because she was being a brat and because her father probably favored her. To my understanding, Doug only has two children, one daughter and one son. So it makes sense that he would favor his daughter, his little girl, her little princess, all that. What Takari is saying online is that Chantel is now taking her trauma and capitalize on it as if that's her own trauma. That what she's saying, while she may have issues with her mother, she's the dynamic that she's trying to do is not to the extent that she's doing it. You need to calm yourself down. That's what Takari is basically trying to say. And I saw a comment with one of my viewers that saw my last couple reviews that stated that Chantel was being lit up on social media. And I'm gonna tell you what Chantel said in one of the posts she was responding to on her page on Instagram. She said, I believe somebody texted something like, where is it? Okay, there was someone that said, maybe I'm missing something. Jackie has treated her kids all kind of ways over the years, and she's shown us who she is on TV. Y'all being more mad at Chantel than Jackie is so confusing. And Chantel responded to this person by saying it's not even confusing. It's just clear this demographic of viewers was raised by the do as I say, not as I do. You'll respect me by any means necessary, even if I do you dirty type parents. And that's why they so triggered by me. Now, I don't know if this person who wrote the comment has seen previous seasons when Chantel was talking to Laura Govan, if y'all rewind it. And she specifically talked about how Jackie treated her sister Takari. And she mentioned a few things, how Jackie used to pit them against each other. Chantel was the one that she said was pretty. She was light skinned. She was skinny. Takari was the one who was dark and ugly and overweight. And she used to make her get on a treadmill to lose weight. And she used to compare them. Look at your sister. Look at your this, as a way to foster competition. What that sounds like to me, while Chantel may have been traumatized, I do see her as a child taking advantage of being favored because she's doing it now with the dynamic between her mother and her father when she's pissed off at her mother. Takari was the one that I see that got treated as almost like the stepchild. Now, Takari has since gone online and she let us know quite a few things. Let me read you what she said. Chantel, Christie, I'll start by saying thanks because it's the polite thing to do. But to be honest, you easily could have texted me this, accompanied by a personal apology for all the shit you've said and done, both publicly and privately. I'm not with the public shenanigans anymore. That's why I've been quiet. I don't have no ill wishes towards you, but this ain't genuine and you know that. You put this up for your followers and the blog so you can carry on this sad, sappy charade like nobody gives a fuck about you. Don't want nothing to do with you, etc. I've been there for you, in all caps. I've been there. And dare you to say otherwise. I stopped fucking with you off the strength of you and your poor decisions. Has nothing to do with mom. Clock that. Let me repeat what she said. I stopped fucking with you off of the strength of you and your poor decisions. Has nothing to do with mom. We all know how I get down. If I wanted to speak, I would. But the same way you don't want to forge a fake relationship with her, I don't want to forge a fake and genuine one with you. I haven't done shit to you. So how I got included in your mess and hit in the crossfire, I don't know. If you wanted me to hate our mom for the rest of my life, it isn't going to happen. Forgiveness is paramount. Moving forward is necessary. We only get one mom. Bashing her in the media moves us forward in what way? It gives you public sympathy and support, and then what? Exactly. Birthdays, holidays, etc. being missed because you want to be in the media acting goofy. You call me when you're ready to be real and own up to the shit Takari has done, not Jackie, Takari. Until then, I didn't see the rest. But then she also stated, most of you all know I've healed and moved on from the family drama. However, if I'm asked to not speak on or about people, I expect the same respect. It's been almost 10 years, a lot of time and distance. So to speak on how I feel or what I went through, and I can't even say happy birthday to you, is not going to fly. I know I'm the peasant or whatever, but don't provoke me, please. Then in the caption area at the bottom, it says, Chantel is a liar. Jackie Christie's daughter, Takari, is calling out her sister Chantel for faking the funk on TV. Takari says Chantel is using her childhood trauma as a storyline, even though Chantel was the golden child who got treated with royalty growing up. Now Takari's done with lies and the clout chasing. And I agree with Takari. Takari put all her feelings in a book. She was able to use that to express herself. She was able to heal from it. And even though people keep calling Jackie a horrible mom, horrible mom, horrible mom, I don't know what conversation that Takari and Jackie's had since then. For Takari to not let social media and what goes on in basketball wise play a factor in how she interacts with her mother. Because I said in my last review, when Freebie, aka Bootleg Cardi B, was on this season with OG and all of the I forgot her name, Malaysia and their extended family, Cece and everything were on there. If y'all remember, there was a scene where Jackie and Phoebe were arguing. And Phoebe said, why don't you take care of your daughter, or made fun of her as a mother. She got a book out. I heard her book. And Jackie said she got a second book out. You should read that one. Takari, if y'all remember, went on social media and actually supported her mother as she should, as a good person would. Because forgiving your parents is for you and for your own blessings. And when this girl opens her mouth and speaks, all I hear is songs straight to heaven, because she always has something of import to say that is worth listening to. And she went there and she supported her mother despite what Jackie had done to her, and that Jackie is her biological mother. Now, Jackie, from what I understand, treated Takari 10 times far worse than what Chantel is experiencing. Like I said, Chantel is over here and I feel like she's being a brat as a child. I'm not saying that she didn't experience trauma from her mom. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this entire dynamic of her being on TV, catering to Evelyn's drama, knowing that Evelyn's going to take whatever knowledge that she gives her and fire it back at Jackie in a fight, because Evelyn is not your freaking friend. Evelyn is here to figure out more dirt about Jackie that she can throw in her face, because last season she dug up the fact that Jackie used to allegedly hoe in her private investigator dream or her career path that she was choosing. So for you to sit here knowing that Chantel, to me, Chantel is very messy. To me, Chantel is very sneaky. To me, Chantel isn't trying to portray Jackie as negatively. For what? What do you get out of that? I said in my last review, it's better for her to take her family drama and go and talk to some therapists so they can work through it. What she's doing, watching Brittany and all these other people do this nonsense to her mother, the woman that gave birth to your ass and starved, and your ass lived in a mansion, and your ass got all the good things that you can get. You're just spoiled in a lot of ways. And the fact that Takari also doesn't have a relationship with Chantel tells me something. It does. Because if your mother was the only issue, she'd be the one that's isolated. You'd be the one, Jackie would be the one that nobody has a relationship with. But I think Takari able to have a relationship with her, or at least respect her as a mother despite everything, and not have a relationship with her sibling, says something to me. It tells me that there's something about Chantel's character, like I've been saying, that is actually very similar to Jackie's, that Chantel doesn't want to admit to. Everything you despise about your mother, you got. You got Jackie's character flaws, good and bad. Chantel got it. She got it. So I do feel like while she's out here trying to separate herself from her mother, she might want to get close to her mother so she can learn which part of herself she needs to be better of. But Takari has since spoke, and I was saying this from my previous reviews. Y'all go take a look at it. That Chantel is being used, and that she needs to stay in the child's place, because at 31 years old, she's not seeing that she's being used every which way for people's drama, because Brittany don't have a storyline. Evelyn damn sure don't have a storyline besides trying to make fun of somebody or trying to jump over a table to fight somebody that she knows can't beat her up. There is nothing here that Chantel stands to gain other than exposing her family further. And I wonder what her father thinks about this, because that's still his wife. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it. I wanted to comment on it to make sure that y'all, hear my part and what I think. And I'm going to continue to finish up the Basketball Wives review. I'm hoping that things get a little bit better and they don't drag this whole Jackie and Chantel thing. Otherwise, she might need a spanking before the end of the season because Chantel is being lit up on her social media and Takari has finally spoken, which is basically what a lot of people with social media lighting her page up are saying about her. You know what I'm saying? Like you yourself also admitted that while your mother was not a good mother to Takari, you were favored. Now to sit here and do this when Jackie is trying to make sure, because Jackie's talking to her like we don't have an issue. We don't have an issue. We don't have an issue. If we have an issue, we can talk about it outside the camera, but we don't have an issue. And she's trying to drag this. Brandy called me, told me to stay in my place, and you didn't say nothing. I wouldn't say nothing either. Your mouth is reckless. You do need to stay in your place. And the way she's talking to Jackie as Jackie's walking away, are you fucking crazy? Let me cuss at my mom. I don't care if she's on crack. I don't care if she's 60 or something. I don't care if she's 80 something years old on crutches. Let me cuss at my mama. She will unalive me. As old as she is, she will come up out that grave and still beat me up. There's just a certain level of respect. And as long as, from what I can see, Chantel grew up privileged. She had a very good life. As far as financially, she was fed. She had a beautiful roof over her head. Emotionally, she may have wanted a better support from her mother, but she had love from her father. So it didn't happen from both parents where she's just dysfunctional. I think that now it's her. She's been a little bit too dramatic. Go and see a therapist with your mom. Figure it out. Figure it out, or find a way to release your anger outside of this environment. This is just not. It don't make no sense. Okay, with anybody with some sense. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and notification bell. Check out the other reviews and go ahead and get your copy. Download it, start using it, and start making money. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.